Hello, 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 everyone. It's GleeCon, and I'm here, and I'm back with you once again, bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft, just overflowing with an abundance of gratitude for you being here. This is a show where we try to cover every single thing in the world of Warcraft and greater Warcraft universe, every book, every non-canon and canon piece of lore, web stuff, video stuff, all kinds of stuff, including every game we've played through. We're in the middle of a World of Warcraft Classic complete long playthrough. We are currently doing an alliance walkthrough of Dustwallow Marsh, so without further explanation, stay a while and listen as Glee Contessa, our human paladin, probably does water damage to her extensive mail and plate gear as she tromps through the dirty Dustwallow swamp. Actually, we're not in Dustwallow right now. We're in Menethil. We're in Astranaar. Ashenvale, because there is one breadcrumb. It serves for, hey, if you've made it this far in the process and you start doing Missing Diplomat and you make your way over to Theramore, and you're not quite leveled enough to do Dustwallow, which is a real possibility, they could breadcrumb you over to Ashenvale to at least give you some time to quest in that zone, and then possibly from there into Thousand Needles, because they give you a Thousand Needles kind of quest that we're going to be doing both of those quests before we head back to Dustwallow proper. This one is literally just a breadcrumb, so nothing fun. We're just turning this one in.
You are here to offer your services to the Alliance, adventurer. We welcome the aid, for although its beauty remains, Ashenvale Forest is not the peaceful place it once was.
She kind of got down on one knee and bowed, and that's it. There's nothing. We are done with Ashenvale. There's just the PvP cluster of quests. So now we're going to go fly back over to that border. It's technically Feralus for Alliance, but we're going to go down to this. Well, yeah, that's probably better. Kind of a lame that we have to go from Theramore back over to Thalanar. I don't think there is a better way to get there. It's just kind of lame. We're going to be a little bit of a far flight as we go. So to get there, to pass the time from this point forward, I'm going to talk really slow. Just kidding. First, let's take a look at the spreadsheet and update that and kind of take a peek there. So Journey to Astranaar is now done. Another quest in the books. As we look at the overall alliance, we are creeping closer and closer to where I have finished. I did not get a chance to play today. I've gotten very little chance to play all week. I actually have finished these. I've kidnapped recover the key and return to Primal Torn Tusk. I could probably mark those off and log them today. I actually did finish them because I finished Kidnap Elder Torn Tusk. So not a lot's going to happen. I'm going to start Tanaris tomorrow. So at least that does mean we do have that full zone to get through. In that time, I hope I can finish that in Zul'Farrak, which does take me through. We'll talk about our tiers in just a mo as well. I mentioned that. So let's go over here and check that one off. And right now we're going to do Highperch Venom. Unfortunately, there's not a... When we get ourselves down here, we're going to land here, which is close. And then we'll walk back, and I guess it's just one flight path over where we can then resume our adventures, our journeys. We can look at some of what we have. So there's really the only thing within the town we have is to continue the Missing Diplomat chain and to get the Mudrock tongues. There's not a lot. So before we get into our tiers, let's see what we're really going to have. Now we're going to have, as we work our way up the path, we have the Orc Report and Soothing Spices. Soothing Spices. Oh, that's another thing. So we're going to need to be able to access an auction. Yikes. I guess I'm going to... Dang. Because we need the Moonsteel sword. that's going to come up in this chain. That's a little bit annoying that we have to... Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was actually going to fly up to Darnassus from there. But you know what? That's going to take a long time, so... We need to somehow access an auction house because we're... And the bank. And the best way to do that... I mean, I could Hearth back to Stormwind, but then I'm flying back up to Menethil back and forth. So I guess I'll save that maybe for the next episode. It's going to just be a bit of a pain. But to start off, Soothing Spices is easy. And the Orc Report is just go talk to Captain Vimes, who I think is back there. Look at the weird slowing of my flight that I just hit right here. So that'll just be like, hey, go back there. There's also Stinky's Escape, which is a escort, and we have Hungry, which is just go get me some Murlocs, which I think are over there. So really, that we're not opening. So I'll skip the tongues for now, the Mudrock Soup and Bugs, and there is a separate part, which is the bugs part, but we'll probably make our way along the path over to here, just see what we get, and then open it up. It's going to be annoying. So basically the next in the chain is Jarl needs eyes, Jarl needs a blade. The end of the chain is Jarl needs a blade, and that just sucks. Okay, so that's this part, and then there's the hoof prints, the shield, which I don't remember. I think we actually do have to go somewhere with the shield, so we'll do our best on there. And it leads to this whole chain. So basically we have a few little rando things from this guy. These two are one-offs. And then this is a bunch of short quests with maybe something interesting that happens there. I'm not even quite sure. Now the Orc Report to Captain Vimes. Yeah, doesn't look like they need that. Oh, you know what? Let's look at, they call him Smiling Jim. Let's take a peek at that quest, because that's one that we have excluded ourselves from doing, because it's a bread clump. Where are we at right now? All right, we're making our way. We're getting close. So it says, speak with Captain Garen Vimes in Theramore. It starts at Guard Byron, which is a guard within Theramore already, and then it takes you over to Captain Garen Vimes. What's the point of this? What does it open? I don't know. It says, I can't help if I feel sorry for old Jim there. He wasn't always like that. Ran an inn out in the marsh for a while. Wonderful place. Look, I don't really want to talk about it. Bring it up with Captain Vimes if you really have to. So when you go talk to him, it says James Hyle's his real name. He opened an inn at the edge of the Barrens. Wanted to make a nice place for travelers to stop over. Might be he was thinking too big, but the inn did do well for a while. Then we lost control of the roads in the marsh, and the ogres took over. James was too stubborn to give up his dream for safety within our walls, and the Shady Rest Inn was burnt to the ground. We're investigating, but haven't had much luck. If you want to help out, see what you can find in the rubble. So I don't understand what that's all about. Who starts that off? Because it just, I don't know. I don't know what begins it. It says you already have one of the other pre-quests. You can start with James Hyle in Stormwind City, which I'm pretty certain we did do the James Hyle quest. Both of them end up sending you to Captain Vimes, which points you to the Shady Rest Inn, which gives you these three things. Yeah, so the James Hyle quest, if we look at that, we did get that. And I think maybe I considered that a Wetlands quest, James Hyle 1 and James Hyle 2. So since we did, if we go back to the Wetlands, right here, there is James Hyle 1 and James Hyle 2, which we did at the end of that. So that's the alternate if you prefer to have... I kept those because that's 2 quests instead of just 1, and we're trying to complete as many as we can. But because of that, we cannot complete. They call him Smiling Jim. Now, if we look at, let's go back up again. They call him Smiling Jim. That is a level 30 quest, whereas so it's worth up to 280 XP. Whereas James Heil 1 is also a level 30, worth 690 XP, and the second step is worth another 690. So, well, that's enough right there. It's worth 6 times as much XP if you do it the other way. So go ahead and make your way from Stormwind to Wetlands, and then from there into Theramore, and you'll be rewarded much better. However, if you look at that James Heil questline, this is just like saying, my brother James went Lady Proudmoore across the sea. He was a good cook, haven't heard from him. And then you get to him and he says, why does that name sound familiar? Oh, of course, the Shady Rest Inn incident. If you have any information about what happened in there, I'd urge you to speak with Captain Vimes. He's handling the investigation. So it doesn't actually take us to Captain Vimes. It just lets us know if we do those quests to then go to Captain Vimes. We're also going to get this from the Orc Report. That's going to happen too. I can hear the little bells on that tiny little dog I introduced a couple episodes back. I can hear her tinkling around on the other side of the house. It's back to my old episode days where you would just hear the clicking of my other dog's hooves on the floor. I don't know why I'm calling them hooves. That's the Christmas spirit coming out in me. Alright, so back into our old haunt, Thousand Needles. We have never, as an alliance, fought the wyverns up at the Wyvern Perch area up there. I can't remember what that thing's called. The Highperch something. But as you can see from this quest, it's weird. It's a Dustwallow Marsh quest, but it is a quest for the Alliance to go kill these wyverns. It's going to be way beneath us now, level 30, and we are level 47. But that's also good again because we're working on our sword. If you remember, we switched over to two-handed sword, and we're still quite behind. So let's start. Ooh, wait. I see something down there. I do need iron. Now that I'm recognizing that I need iron, I'm going to be re-recruiting, not copper. I need to recollect iron when and if I can find it. I need 8 pieces. Actually, I need 16 pieces if I want to make this sword for myself and for one other. Okay, so I'm just going to switch to this. These guys are level 30. Ooh, so even with my lower level sword. Okay, so 140, that's, we're level 29. We're actively working as a level 29 character, even though we are level 47. So the goal is to, there we go, 29 is now maxed out. And that's the goal. It looks like we're getting 1 every 2. Okay, now we're working on level 30. Perfect. And there's no need to, like, completely, there's silver, I don't need that. There is an iron behind me. I'm going to go beeline for that. Hopefully the mic is not picking up the bells of Old Pepper. But I can hear them pretty well. Let me see what my scales look like. I'm not seeing any capture graphics. So I'm hoping you guys can't hear them, but the mic is sensitive and it's picking it up enough so that I can hear it through my audio channel. All right, yeah. So we need, like I said, 16 total more ore. We'll just have to work on that. Okay. 3. There you go. So we're down. I need 13 more ore over the course of my travels in order to both complete my blacksmith quests and complete the... Okay, we're maxed out level 30 on swords. Cool. Vengeance is there. Now it says a chance on hit to proc. I think that was part of why we're not seeing the sword proc its cool little move. We're now working on level 31. I have seen it proc a few times on the other episode, but I haven't seen it proc yet today. Yes. There we go. go. We had a Vengeance proc. I've seen that proc a couple times. I don't think that we've even had one of these Venom Sacks drop yet. There you go. As soon as I say it, we get one. So we're going to have to clear out this whole darn place. The respawn rate on these is pretty good, though. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. And we are getting close to finishing, to making a wrap on level 31. We've had no luck with True Silver, so people are either farming that, or it's just a really rare spawn, or I'm not into the best lands for it. I think we might be a little ahead. Man, that dog. Spells. Okay, boom, 31 is maxed out. It looked like there was a quest item that dropped. It just was probably for a different quest. I don't know what other quests these guys drop things for. Bang. Okay, sack number 2. And we are working as a level 32 right now. So we're now 15 levels. Oh, and it's procced right now, that special move. I see when I have the glowing arm. Oh, no. That's Vengeance. Okay, got the third one. I'm going to work my way up to the top of this pillar, too. I mean, top of this plateau kind of area. I could Hearthstone back. I'm on the fence. It's not that hard. No, I'm not gonna, because it's not a very far flight to Dustwallow from here, and who knows what will happen. We're close to 48, so I could at least wait until I have a level up opportunity. That's maybe what we'll do. I think between killing some mobs and doing some quests, maybe a few of the higher ones would give us enough XP. What am I doing here? I don't know why I did that. I need to be going up this ramp at the back to where if you were a horde, there would be an escort quest. But I think she's going to do well. We've been with an axe also, so naturally our two-handed sword skill is going to be a little bit below, because we have axes and swords are above if you're a human. So for instance, my max is 240, whereas my max would have been 235 on axes. So I'm actually one level below where I should be. Like my actual level, like we're coming up on level 32. We're wrapping up 32. But yeah, we just wrapped up 32, but really my character would have been level 31, but that's okay. It gives us a little bit of room to be better, to do better. We do need more points though, because okay, now we're working as though we were level 33, which we should still be in that 2-point rate. Oh, I see True Silver. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. I thought there was some True Silver up here. That's awesome. And I just got a Cross Dagger of the Tiger. Not anything special. An Agility Strength. Oh, look, this is a special elite dude. I'm going to fight him with my real powers, because I don't know how tough he is. But he is level 32. My fighting is level 33. So it should be okay. We did get another Venom Sack. We also got a Conjurer's Cloak of Intellect, which we don't need, and then a sellable retractable claw. Okay, and I'm gonna go murder that dude. Let's go. True Silver. 1. We need 4 total True Silver. 2. 3. Oh, I thought we were gonna get all 4. So now, once I smelt that, we are 1 True Silver short from what we need now. That's a lot better than what it was. Fantastic. Okay, we just maxed out level 33. And we got our 6th sack. We can't even attack that guy, even though he's a horde faction. Yes, he's a civilian, but I guess because he's a quest mob, I don't know why we can't attack him. It's kind of weird. Yep, we're working on level 34 right now. Really level 33 for us as a human. None's too shabby. Alright, so back down we go to start clearing out the rest. I'm so happy. I mean, getting that True Silver ore node is worth everything else combined. That's going to save us probably, literally, it's probably a few gold per True Silver bar. So, at least a gold. So, that, I mean, that was like just finding a few gold. It's pretty great. Okay, here's the Patriarch. Down with the Patriarchy. Okay, we're going to go clear the central area. Then maybe I'll work my way around the fringes, edges, back to the middle. But yeah, at this level, this is nothing. Really, Dustwallow, because we've done so much heavy lifting. Yeah, there we go. Now, when I'm sparkly like that, that means I've procced my sword's power. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to fight 2v1. Why not? And that's the vengeance sound. Sound... Oh, I actually got poisoned. They succeeded on their poisoning of me. This consort. Got the 7th sack. Making good progress. I mean, I could open that solid chest right there, too. Why not? Why the heck not? Guys, maybe there's something good in there. Look, this guy already respawned right here, this consort. Bunch of crap. What we need is that heavy leather, I believe, to make the sword. We just got some light leather. I'm pretty sure that sword requires heavy. Yeah, 3 heavy leather. And I think I have 2 in me sack. That's buying 6 pieces of heavy leather, though. That's not going to be that bad. And what did it also? It requires 3 moonstones. I have 2. So if I want to buy 1 for myself and 1 for my horde counterpart, that's going to be till the 6. That might be a little expensive. Alright, so we are now working on level... Oh, that's defense. Defense just is... No, I'm working as though I were 47, which I am. And I'm level... 30... 20... 34. So now I'm working as though I were level 35. Alright, so... we have 8 sacks also. 1 more sack. So we're gonna get into 35. I mean, we're progressing. This is actually good. This is gonna save us in the long run because it's allowing us to actively increase our, like, targeting dummy, but while we're progressing on quests. It's pretty cool. Okay. And we got the true silver out of it, which is all good. Once we get to Hinterlands, I think there's also a pretty cool trinket. And actually, that might be Horde only. There's a really cool trinket, I think, for Horde in the Hinterlands. Alright, I think we're working as though we're level 35 right now. Yeah, and there we go. I just finished level 35. Not getting any luck currently. I wish those true silver ores nodes respawned as quickly as these wyverns. Alright, oh, and immediate respawn. Look at that. So I guess that would be annoying if you were, like, at level. Okay, so we are now working as though we're level 36. So 11 levels below where we should be, not counting the perk we get for being human. Yeah, so I'm glad it's Friday, TJF, but it's also Friday the 13th, and it was, my day started quite inauspiciously today. I massively overslept. It's been a long week. I'm tired. And that caused that. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know how to. make myself not have, like, what's the insurance I could do? I haven't. Now I have oversleep where I wake up and I'm like, oh no, I have to get ready right now and I've got to leave the house in 5 minutes if I make it to work on time, and that's all lame in and of itself. And by the way, yeah, we're working on level 36 right now. But I cannot remember the last time where I just straight up, like, I woke up at 20 minutes later than I was already supposed to be at work, and so many people were waiting. There we go, we got our last sack. So many people were waiting on me, and it's like no one had started blowing me up yet, so they probably just assumed I was going to be a couple, you know, because even though I would have been 20 minutes late, people don't start needing me. You know, I'm supposed to be setting up things, and people don't necessarily start pounding my door down for that first 30 minutes. But I was basically right at the end of that time, and it's like I could sense it. Like, it was as I started texting out the missives, do this, do this, do this, cover this till I get there, I was starting to get, it was coming crossways, and I was just starting to get blown up. So, it was terrible. And it led to me just feeling like physical and mental crap at work all day. And, it was a way to start Friday the 13th. And to top it off, like my trusty members of my team.
Where would you like to fly to?
All right, we're going to fly back to Theramore. Were my number one, like my assistant, had just coincidentally got called to cover in another area. Despite the fact that I was going to need her anyway, which that really sucked. And then my homie that I work with, I had forgotten, he had already said he was not going to, he was doing something or whatever this weekend, he had already taken the day off, so he wasn't there. Luckily, there were people there that I really was able to rely on. Nobody really gave me a hard time or anything, and it just, I got through the day and survived, as is what will happen. But man, it created an extremely stressful start to my day, and I've just, it was not a good, so I'm not really one to believe in any kind of hoo-ha, but, and it is just a statistical coincidence that Friday the 13th is when this happened. But yeah, I did have Friday the 13th thoughts today. And then I was so slammed doing this kind of project today that I got I'm so far behind on so many other parts of my job that I will be yet again working over the weekend. So it is Christmas time. I will be doing some Christmas shopping this weekend, and I hope you guys will too. Or maybe not. Maybe you're not into that, in which case I hope you're not doing it and you enjoy yourself. But I think tomorrow is going to be a Christmas shopping day for me. I did a lot of online shopping last night. I got my son. I pretty much did a lot of everyone except my wife. I didn't get too much. I need to... I'm really, really big on stockings. So I did come up with some really fun, cool ideas. There are some things I'm really liking, but I still have to do more work. And then for my wife, she, more than anything else, she is a bibliophile. She likes books. So if she doesn't get at least a big stack of books for every holiday, then she will be bummed. So it's just what she likes. She wouldn't be bummed, but there is a lot of that. So I have to look into that. So there's some of that's going to happen tonight. I'll do some more ordering. All right, my daughter works at a bookstore, so she gets like a 40% discount or something, so I'll have to go through her.
What brings
Did you find Highperch, Contessa? Any luck with the wyverns there?
Hello.
Ah, most of these are nearly bursting with venom, Contessa. Such are normally only gathered from young wyverns or fertile females. It must have been quite a slaughter up there in Highperch. And that's it. Cool. Let's find a vendor that can also repair. And we did Highperch Venom. There is no extra additional, level to that quest. It's just really an excuse to get you over there to Thousand Needles. If you haven't already. Alright, so let's find a vendor, and then we're going to actually make our way out into the swamp proper. I think there's a vendor maybe down here. What's our timer? I don't even know what time we started today. Okay, we're at half an hour. Not too bad. So at about 6:15 on server time. What's in here? That's an alchemist. Herbalist. No. There we go. A blacksmithy. Probably do a little smelting while we're in here. Hey guys. What's up? Do you mind if I smelt? You know what they say. Smelting is cool. I can't smelt true... Oh, I have to learn smelting of true silver. Is there a mining trainer? So that's going to take... I actually have to go learn how to do that when I'm out and about wherever. I guess I'll save that for the bag. Oh no, I actually should keep that. No, I won't. Fine, I'll sell it. Keep this. Yeah. Okay. None's too shabby. Alright, and now... let's now make our way out into the world. So as we go forward, first thing we're going to do is do the next step of the Missing Diplomat. Why not? A chain that we did most of, but we kind of tapered off. We're on the level 35 step of that, still quite below us. And we've been getting such low XP. We still need 21,000 XP. What's breaking the keystone? Arathi Highlands? We must have already did that. It doesn't say completed. Oh, it does. It says completed on November 3rd. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so if you go just outside of town, and if you remember the guy said, now don't go causing a stink, you should let me know if you're going to do that. But we're going to find Hemdall, I think his name is. He's a guard that works for this group. So we have explored the sentry point, and there's Archmage Turvosh within it. This guy is loyal to Jin and Proudmoore, supposedly. And that's all you got, really. You can climb the tower if you want.
Need help? Well met, adventurer. We must be brief because there is much to do. The man you seek, the one known as Hendel, is not here. Other sources have brought to the Lady Proudmoore information I believe you already know. She has asked me to find you and give you aid in your venture. If you would allow it, I will tell you where to find Private Hendel so we can bring him to justice.
Okay, so basically he's saying Hendel is not here. Other people have also been on the case, and I think we're all in agreement, essentially alluding, we know the king's been kidnapped. And she knows you're on the case, and she says, I should help you. So, if you want, I'm going to tell you where he's at so we can make this dude pay. And that is basically where the Missing Diplomat 14 is going to end off, which is then going to allow us to open up the Missing Diplomat 15, which is a pretty big jump in power and is definitely more appropriate for a Dustwallow level quest.
Private Hendel is to the west of here. Currently on guard duty protecting some of Theramore's infiltrators while they rest. They've been keeping tabs on the Horde base, Brackenwall, and looking for anything else that might threaten our borders. You should have no problem finding him. Just look for the tents along the road. I have another matter to attend to, but I shall catch up to you soon enough. You can always find me in the Lady Proudmoore's tower if you have any problems.
So he basically said, he told me where the guy's at. He says he's on guard duty, and I guess there are Theramore infiltrators, so they are their own spies that have been checking out Brackenwall Village, and I think you actually have to kill some of those guys when we play this as the Horde. So they're just kind of watching over their Night Elf allies. I think they're Night Elves. Meanwhile, he also helps us by giving us this pretty nice buff. It's called Proudmoore's Defense. It is an armor increase of 40 and a stamina increase of 10. It is pretty sweet for 30 minutes. And we're not picking up Shadow Shard fragments. So if you look at the map here, it says it's out to the west. It's over there. But we're going to go up to this Jarl guy first along the way. Okay. And I'm not worried about these tongues yet because that quest can happen whenever. But this has jumped up now to a level 36 quest, so that means most of the quests in this zone are going to be in that mid-30s range, and we are far, far beyond that. Stranglethorn, however, is going to stretch all the way up into around level 50, so we are an appropriate level to do Stranglethorn. We'll be fighting some 50 elites as when we finish that zone. So before we do this, we're actually going to do these few little things here. So first, let's go look at the loose dirt for the Orc Report and the soothing spices. We're going to go take care of this combo. And we're also keeping our eyes peeled for ore, but there's not a ton of ore in the middle of Dustwallow. The ore that does exist is in the fringes. So this is a weird place. It's called Swamplight Manor. Okay, you can now we now have that open. There's the Swamp Eye Jarl, but over to the side here, there's this pile of loose dirt. It's a loose grave. Sifting through the loose dirt, the severed hand of an orc is found, and clutched in the hand is a bone-carved tube, and in the tube is a dirt-stained parchment. The parchment is written in Orcish, and it looks important. It is a spy's report, and we just need to bring it to any Theramore lieutenant. There's actually 3 of them or more in town. And in Orcish, there's just 3 pages. If we want to read Orcish, we can read that as we run. It'll be funny, I think. So the Missing Report, or whatever that is called, that's the Orc Report. This is Horde. I mean, this is Alliance only. Now, in this guy's house, there's a place to cook if we want. Okay. Look, I've got all the recipes, the mite fish and everything.
I like cooking. Good swamp cooking. Fried green frog legs and the like. And for cooking, I need spice. Soothing spice. Then I'll make a stew and stew it up and suck it down and give you some too. Do you like stew?
That is disgusting. So, this is soothing spices. Both factions will need this. It is... We picked it up. Let's go back and buy the spices and come back. You can see they're in town. But just, you know, for what it's worth, absolutely disgusting phrasing on that. I don't know why that just triggers me. I'm like, what? Supposedly this guy, it's been way too long, and also I'm a little bit too old, too young. But there is a movie called Sling Blade, I believe also based on a book of the same name. Can't remember who it's by. I want to say maybe Stephen King. Let's take a peek. Let's research Sling Blade. Billy Bob Thornton. Old Billy Bob is a young dude, a kind of an Opie type of dude. I believe it's one of his better roles that he's known for. It is based... It says it's an American drama film. Written, directed by, and starring Billy Bob Thornton. Okay. And... yeah, so I was wrong. Oh, it's based on something called... Some folks call it a Sling Blade, which is a short film directed by these people, but it's all this is all pure Billy Bob Thornton creation. But apparently, this guy is supposed to be based off this person's that movie. That's what I understand. So this is a generic Theramore lieutenant. We just have to talk to them. We did not read the Orc Report. It's in Orcish. It says, Kilha, Kilag, Kilha, Nogath Thromka, Zaga no Thromakas Oshkazil, Regas Zilnak Gi Revash, Urak Mogthok Kil Urak Tago Harigas. And 3 pages of that. I'm not going to read it all.
I can't read Orcish very
That's a girl, isn't it?
Written by an orc spy.
That's supposed to be a girl, so you screwed up voiceover.
Captain Vimes should see the Orc Report you found, adventurer. He knows the Orcish language better than most, and he should know that there are Horde spies near Theramore. The captain is in the barracks on the northeastern side of Theramore Isle.
Okay, so this is now an official way to go talk to Captain Vimes. One of the things I really like about this also is there is, so we've completed the Orc Report, and now we're picking up Captain Vimes. There is, for those of you that are fans of the Discworld series, which I am, one of my favorite characters in the series is Captain Sam Vimes, who is the leader of the City Watch and eventually becomes Commander Sam Vimes. He basically leads the police force of Ankh-Morpork, the main city in that series. Very cool character. Just a typical kind of gruff but soft at his core, smart copper. And I think this is an homage to this guy. His name is Captain Garen Vimes. But, I mean, you don't have a Captain Vimes, I don't think, without thinking about that.
The guards of Theramore are the finest group of Alliance soldiers based in Kalimdor. It is our duty to uphold the laws of the Alliance even so far away from our home.
Let's also ask him, what have you heard about the Shady Rest Inn?
We don't know much about the burning of the Shady Rest Inn, except that James Hyle's wife and child were unable to escape.
Oh, it's a bummer.
We managed to drag James out, but he hasn't been the same since. We have many leads, but not much evidence. It is our hope that through the efforts of the Guard and the vigilant help of the people of Theramore, we will unravel this terrible crime. If you would like to lend assistance to the investigation, what remains of the inn can be found at the border to the Barrens.
Now they do a redux of this questline in retail that I actually like also, but this is a neat. The problem with this questline is it just doesn't go anywhere. It's a really cool start that kind of peters out.
Go with honor, friend.
You have something fool me.
A report from an Orc spy. How did you find this? No matter. Let's see what it says.
Okay, so it says Captain Garen Vimes places the scroll on the table and reads, "By the light, this cursed spy was a good one. I'm glad he's dead. Thank you for this report, Gleekantessa. It is now clear that we must tighten our patrols near Theramore."
Guards of Theramore are the
Yeah, so he doesn't do anything for us. That's the end of that questline. It's just almost a breadcrumb that gives you one more introduction to Captain Vimes. It shows you where he's at. In here, there's Clerk Lendry. There's Captain Everence. He's a warrior trainer. There is Commander Samall, who we've already talked to. So it's nothing really particularly special, but it is tying us more and more to just, they're basically from the Alliance side, please go figure out what has happened with these dudes, you know? We are still way off. Altogether, we've gained like 400 XP so far. But let's buy some soothing spices before we head back out to that guy, and that will allow us to turn that step in. We need to buy three soothing spices. Oh, you know what we need to do too while we're here? We need to fish. Let's go do that. We absolutely need to fish. I think we should just get the fishing, get the other fishing out of the way. So we're at 230 and we should be at 235. We're going to go all the way to 240. I think it's worth it for today. It's going to be worth the little bit of effort that we have to put out. Let's go to the end of the dock here, just maybe to the side. And let's work on our fishing. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and add some, actually, we'll see. I'm going to not add bright baubles. This target's not going this side. We must be a little high up. But I'm going to, we're going to fish until or if we miss one. And if we do, we're going to immediately apply baubles, and that should get us through the rest of our fishing. But we want to get up to 240. Okay, so rock scale cod is not going to be it. That's not going to be what does it for us. But we have a little bit of time, so let's do our baseline math. You know I love my tabletop math when I do these. I do not know if there is a raw spotted yellowtail recipe in Classic. I'm going to look that up right now on my side piece here. Because we catch that one so much. There we go. Recipe for spotted yellowtail. It is sold by Intanaris. It's sold by the guy on the coast, Gikix. So you can get it. It is a thing. I don't know if it's any... See, it teaches that recipe. Spotted yellowtail. Let's see. Doesn't really say. There's some comments about it. It's a must. It's one of the more common trash fish to get you close to level 300-ish. Which is, yeah, that is true. You get a lot of them, so that's cool. We got 280 XP from that piece. Whoopity-doo-dah. It says it gets you... It gets you up to 295 easily, and then it could really take you all the way to 300. So pretty dang good. It's awesome. Now we don't need that extreme. I mean, we have good too. We have hot glossy mitefish, hot smoked bass if we can find summer bass. All right. So we just got 1 point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means we are if we assume 7 is our average, we've also not had to use bobbers. Privateer Groy yells, "Stupidity, I'm surrounded by stupidity." Okay. The average time, I guess the average time to fish is 15 seconds. It just makes sense. I think... that might be a little bit off. It says it's typically between a 5 and a 15-second cast, but we know that's not always true. I'm just figuring time to catch the fish. Yeah, that's one good thing is basically everything's green forever where you fish. Whoa, this guy says... I don't understand. I don't have enough life. He says, playing 10 or more hours a day repeatedly of classic WoW. As a degen myself, I want to reach my kins. I'm posting on this sub. This is from 11 days ago. Because the new release... gets me tempted, but it also suits addiction. Playing for 20 up to 60 hours straight for months and years. Yikes. Has me wondering for what good I'm doing it. I've always said I'm enjoying it, but it also feels empty. Is there nothing better to which I can dedicate my life than chasing fleeting pleasure? That's philosophical. It's a question far beyond World of Warcraft. Playing is comforting. I log on and know what to do. My efforts get rewarded. Okay, we just got another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7 more. Great. Whereas in real life, it's too unpredictable. There isn't a meter to which to rely on. Is it worth grinding if success is not guaranteed? So I take refuge in the game and dismiss the real world. Well, who's going to pay your bills, bro? Gaming in itself is fine, but the amount spent on it is not. I'm starting to find interests in real life, but I feel more vulnerable chasing them than grinding my character. Maybe that's the key to the issue. Then to enjoy IRL, I need to take risks, to be uncomfortable, to fail. But why would I put myself in such positions when I can enjoy at home? Because I can't get out of my head that life must have better to offer than staying in front of my screen. What are your guys' thoughts on this? What gives you hope? What drags you backward? What pushes you forward? That is a lot deeper than anything related to World of Warcraft. Although World of Warcraft is... There are so many positive hooks to the game, you know? So before we address this guy's question, I think, and we're wasting our nice buff here, but I don't care. We're strong enough in this zone. What are some of the, and for all of us it might be different. I think it is, and that's one of the beauties of World of Warcraft. But what are some of the kind of endorphin releasing effects that the game gives us? Just that feeling that this game gives, that where you're like, it gives you a mild thrill. It's like a junkie really tracing the dream, because that thrill was probably, I imagine, 20 years ago, like a freaking narcotic, like a train. And now it's just a little thrill. It's also probably like similar to, I don't know, other things. I could say you could make ties to maybe like lovemaking, but there is a primal element to that, a biological imperative. So I think there's some part of our construction as a physical, as an animal on Earth, that stops that from becoming too old, because, or regardless, even if on psychologically it might become less desirable or too old, that there will always be moments where you feel this overwhelming desire or passion. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 again. Okay, so we're right there. I think drugs are probably the best way, because drugs give you, they just straight up inject those feelings into you. They reduce whatever, you know. I was actually having this thought the other day. I don't know why this came into my head, but I was thinking about, you know, people that go out on dates and they have their first kiss or whatever. And I was thinking about how, I wonder how many adults, not counting kids, how many adults, couples, first time they kiss each other, are they under the effect of alcohol? And I was like, it's got to be the vast majority, because imagine going on a first date. Now, I'm not in that boat. I've been with my wife for almost 20 years. I'm a happily married man, so there's probably no first dates in my life remaining. But imagine going on one again. I cannot imagine getting into that first kiss scenario without having, going out to dinner, having, a drink. I'm not saying you need to be drunk to have that first kiss, but just to have some in your system. And sure, I guess if you're a teetotaler, if you don't drink at all, obviously you're going to remove yourself from this equation, because it's not a possibility. You're not going to drink. But even those people, probably most of them at some point had some drink. So maybe it's not the vast majority. Maybe I'm overthinking it, or I'm over applying my own issues to it. But I think that gets us back to what this person on Reddit, this poster's questions are in this game. So I think about making a new character. That gives me a little thrill. Doing quests for the first time that I've never found at, that gives me a thrill. When we find a good piece of lore and I actually stop and take the time to digest it and talk it out with you guys, that gives me a little thrill. It also allows me to there are always things I can put in the back of my mind, and I can delay gratification. And that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 again, that gives me the benefit, the increased thrill that you get from otherwise delaying gratification. I really want us to get to retail and start doing the other expansions, but we're going to put that off for a year and a half. We would have played Classic for a year and a half. Imagine the gratification the first few episodes are going to bring me when we finally get there, when I will have not played it for a year and a half. I mean, and we're 9 months or so into that journey right now, out of an 18-month journey. So we're halfway there, or maybe more. Maybe I'm underselling my math. Yeah. No, I guess that's. Oh, it's not a year and a half. It's going to be a year and a quarter. It's still a 15-month journey. We're about 60% of the way there. So there's also the fact that you might want to try new characters, but you don't do it. You know, like there's little things. So then when I just on Fresh made a new character the other day, and I've barely played this character at all. I'm level 5. I just go grind mobs. I don't even do quests. I have this weird, really ridiculous approach to how I'm going to play that game. And I just maybe once or so a week I'll sit down and just mindlessly play it for an hour. And that's all I'm giving it right now. That's all the time I really have as free time for games. And I had to cut something out. What did I cut out? Watching TV. So I decided, hey, I'm not going to watch shows at the end of the night anymore. I'm going to do that. If I get a chance where I would otherwise have an hour in my week to watch a special on Netflix or whatever, I've just cut that out. And I'm now giving that time over to the Anniversary Realm instead. Okay, we are 235, which is where we need to be, but I'm going to push us through up to 240 just so that we don't have to do it in 20,500 XP. So there's also the delayed gratification, or there's the little thrills you could get. Some of us get that thrill from PvP, victories in PvP, whether that's individual kills, honor kills, or whether that's winning a match. There is a high, and I 100% see the appeal, a high risk reward. The highs and lows are so extreme on PvP. You feel really great when you win in PvP. And that is something a lot of people chase. But you can also get really mad in PvP. And for me, the highs and lows are not worth it. The risk reward is not worth it. I would rather have a comfortable experience with a lot of little highs that's well within my control. And this probably speaks again to my psychology, than chasing the high risk reward that comes with these equally low and volatile spots of disappointment. Now, of course, if you are the top in the world, you know, if you're one of these great people with a 99% win ratio or whatever, well, then you're much more consistently getting the highs than the lows, but then you're also aggressively defending that position and you have so much to lose. A single loss is worse than anything else. If you look at the NFL, you look at like Chiefs fans or, you know, what used to be the Patriots fans, they would bemoan. I can remember a season 5 years ago or so when the Patriots went 2-2 to start the season before ultimately going 8-2 or something like that, deeper into the season. And I mean, the team, the articles, the fan base was just acting like the world was over. And because in a 1 month period, you 50-50 won and lost half the games. That's just the experience of most other fan bases in the NFL, and if not worse than that. So it's all relative, and the fact, but when your end game every year, when it's a foregone conclusion, you're going to win the division, you're going to make a deep playoff run, and probably attempt and appear in the Super Bowl, kind of like how it is with the Chiefs now. Those individual losses suck the life out of the room. Where you look at the Eagles the past couple of years, for those of you that are follow football at all, they have started strong and they are just not enjoying it. You look at the interviews, the Eagles are 11-2, and if you watch the end of the week last week, you know, you look at their star wide receiver AJ Brown or whatever, and he's just like, you know, we got to be better. Like, I'm not getting the ball enough. Like it's just, come on, you gotta. So that's something that I personally want to stay away from. I will sacrifice the ability to ever hang my hat on being one of the best in the world at something that people actually evaluate at a high level, in order to not have to deal with just walking away from my computer boiling mad sometimes. I don't want that in my life. So this poster said, I think there's something to be said about controlling the world you live in. And absolutely, we live in this carrot on a stick world. So, but the real world is more predictable. So I grind in the vernacular of the game. I work my freaking butt off at my job. And if I'm not in the right place at the right time with the right boss, that doesn't matter. I watch people that are less qualified than me in the right place at the right time with the right particular skill set and the right relationships get elevated all the time. I'm on my 4th or 5th supervisor in a row, and of those, almost all of them are less qualified than I am to do my job. And yet they're my supervisor telling me what to do. And it's just, and I also know, I see colleagues get risen around me, and they know my quality, and they recognize it and see and are like, dude, like, you are qualified. You should be in these roles. And sure, they're people that I know. They're peers. I wouldn't say they're friends, but you see that kind of thing. And what that all is to say is that, not to say, give me the job, blah blah. It's just to say that there's more unpredictability. I will not automatically level up by completing the tasks that give me XP or completing quests or meeting deadlines. You know, that's not going to necessarily happen. And it's not a numbers game either. It's not an RNG. It might never happen. So there is that element. I understand with the poster. I also think you probably need a romantic life, because no girlfriend is going to stick around with a guy, or vice versa. You're not going to have a successful romantic relationship if you are doing 60-hour marathon runs. No true partner, and that's what a romantic person is in the better sense of the word. It's not just someone that you are entering, intercourse with, and you go on a date here and there. I'm talking about a real relationship where you're splitting responsibilities, where you're sharing the pros and cons of life, where you are having ups and downs together, where you're taking risks together, where you're taking on rewards together, where you have assets together, the things that make up true relationships, that make it makes life easier to navigate, but it also allows you to reach things you couldn't reach on your own. If you're just struggling to pay rent in an economy like the one we're in right now, how are you going to self-actualize beyond that? The grind and the hustle and the obsession over money is going to be all you're concerned about. Well, just having a partner that splits everything with you financially gives you the freedom to accomplish and achieve so much more. You can now begin focusing on honing your craft and getting good at your job without this sort of Damocles like holding over your neck if you do not get that promotion, if you do not excel at your job, if you miss a day at work, if you run out of sick days, yada yada yada, then you're screwed. Like you just get a little bit of breathing room. You can focus on beautifying your mind as well as the actual physical surroundings of your space. So I would suggest, now it's easy to say just, hey, go get a girlfriend or whatever. But man, we live in a world of apps. There are people out there. There's people playing the game right now. And if you are not attractive as a romantic partner, don't be like one of these incels or whatever. Like, there's someone for everyone. I work with a dude. He's also part of my D&D group. He's totally fine as a coworker and as a person that I play with D&D. We text each other related to coordinating work or coordinating the D&D. And I'll have conversations with him. Totally civil. No problem. Dude is weird. Some people that I work with think he's on the spectrum, so it makes him have awkward interactions with humans. He's... I wouldn't say he's a hideous guy, but he's not going to be on the cover of any magazine, whether that's facially, whether it's for his overall fitness level, none of those things. But he's not like, the walking around with hideous abnormalities, or he doesn't weigh like 400 pounds or whatever. He doesn't have these massive barriers, and most of us don't. But he has a girlfriend, one that he's met online, one that lives in another country, one that he talks to from here and there. But it just gives you something, and it will help you better yourself. It could lead to kids, which help you better yourself. What's the best part about having kids? I would say is not the joy that they bring, not that feeling you get biologically when you see your kid succeed, not all of the eggs you've now put into this next generation's basket, although those are all very high things. It's, for me anyway, it's the fact that it makes failure not an option. It makes not being a role model not an option. It makes the hustle and the grind and the work, doing that is the only way, because God forbid that I wouldn't provide for my kids. God forbid my kids wouldn't be proud of me when they saw what I was up to, Those things become so important. A freaking 60-hour game grind is not on the table, man. I'm not avoiding them for 60 hours. It's not going to happen. So, would I have done some of these things as a youth? Maybe. But I think you gotta get invested in the world. That's the only way you can break free of being locked into the addiction of the game. The stakes of the world have to be higher in a positive way. Not like the poster is talking about, I don't want to risk it. Well, that is a whole different, you're basically agoraphobic at this point, and that is a psychological condition. So, I don't. The only answer is not just that, but it is one of the things that I do for myself to give a small tip to that poster, or anyone going through the same problem. If I was feeling like I was spending too much time playing this game, and as a younger guy I would break up my activities. Whatever it is, if I like the PvP, play one PvP round and force yourself to go do something else. I'm not saying don't play another PvP round. Even if it's 5 minutes or whatever, do something. Do a chore around your house. Take the dog out for a pee or a poop. Read a chapter in a book. Do something and make the other things a part of your routine. Don't just allow it to be acceptable that you plug in and you don't unplug from the game. Now, whatever, if you got a perfect work-life balance and you work, some days you play for 12 hours and then you go work 40, 50 hours a week and you have a relationship, but you get that 12-hour day in there once or twice a week. If you're making that work, you do you, obviously. But this person is obviously struggling, and I know other people probably are too. So, I forgot to buy. I almost walked out of there without buying those soothing spices. I did walk out of there, but we didn't get too far. Let's go back and get those soothing spices, baby. So that was a fishing rant that you had, and that's kind of what happens when you fish in real life. You go fish with your buddy. Any of you guys that have done some fishing? I like to go fish with my brother-in-law, fish with my friends. I used to fish with my godfather all the time. That's why fishing's great. You're out there just doing the dang thing, and you just having free thought, and that's what the fishing brought for me today. And it is Warcraft related. So I would I wish you the best, dude, anonymous dude out there. And
Have a good one.
That's my tip to you. Pick something else. I don't care what it is. Do that other thing. Orcs are smarter than those couriers. Where the blazes are they? So now we're going to go take this guy his spices, and he's going to probably ask us to do something else. We're also going to go do Stinky's escape before we do the Missing Diplomat. Let's check our time now that we've done our fishing. Okay, hour 10. We'll give it another 30-ish minutes. We'll give it to around 8 o'clock server time today. Let's see how we go on there. And now we are nice and fished and caught up. Even at 48, we're not going to have to fish again. I love that for us on this show. And I don't know where that came from. I think that's interesting. That's why I like the Reddit. I know I've mentioned this before. I want to create a Reddit for us. But if you don't want to wait for that, anytime you want to hear a conversation topic, put it in the comments. If you hate when I get off topic like this, put that in the comments too. I always want to make the show better. That's my ultimate goal, and maybe we don't care about my opinion, and if that's the case, let me know. I can't promise that one comment telling me that I'm a tool is going to cause me to shut up, but, you know, if it's a valid justification, which is like, dude, you really insulted me or whatever. I play 60 hours straight all the time, and it helps me, I don't freaking know, not be a serial killer. I don't know. Just reach out.
What can I do for you?
I wish I could hear, let's hear the Sling Blade act. I want to hear the Sling Blade. What's this guy sound like? I want to do the voice right. Let's see what a little clip of Sling Blade. I don't know what. Just accidentally did slingblade.com. Let's look at a little video of Sling Blade. You seem like a thinker.
You seem like a thinker. You know, you seem to always be deep in thought. It just... I was thinking, might want to take me some of these potatoes home with me. Oh, how about the...
Okay, so that's what we get there. I'm thinking I might want to take some of these potatoes home with me. Spice. We could all use some spice in our life. You agree? So he's like a handicapped person, obviously.
That's the spice. Now here's some swampy good stew.
And he gives us 20 frog leg stew, which is just food we can eat.
Is good juice for drinking.
Disgusting.
Most critters only have 2 eyes, but spiders have lots of eyes, lots and lots. And dark mist eye juice is tasty, smooth, and salty.
Disgusting.
Unlike
Disgusting.
spider eyes, I taste them already.
Disgusting.
Dark mist spiders are west of here, in the Dark Mist Cavern. You figure the spiders are named after the cave, or is it the other way around?
That's completely disgusting. Oh, I'm gonna have to refresh that. I hope that works. That's gross as heck. All right, so we did complete soothing spices, and now we have Jarl or Jarl needs eyes. Completely disgusting. So that's going to send us up here to get these spider eggs. That's fine. Along the way, let's... first, I want to get this Stinky's escape. Take care of that. I don't know what kind of mobs we're going to have to fight to rescue Stinky. But hopefully with my underperforming... These mobs are 35, so I think we were somewhere in that ballpark with our skills on sword, so hopefully we can perform the escort without too much trouble. I don't really even remember this quest, and I did it twice, so it must not have traumatized me. Let's go find out what's going on with old Stinky Poo here. Here's Stinky Ignatz.
Finally something that doesn't want to eat me.
Fortitude.
Help handling the critters around here, and you fit the mold, lady. The cook Morgan Stern is researching a new recipe, and he sent me out here to gather bog bean leaves. I guess he thinks they're tasty. Anyway, while looking for a bog bean plant, I got myself surrounded.
I remember this.
Get me out of here and watch my back as I look for the bog bean.
Okay, so this is... Okay, let's get started. This is not like a typical escort. We're going to walk with him to the little river, and then he's going to look in a few spots for bog beans. And I don't think there's any like massive, we're going to kill 20 guys at once kind of things. So I think it's just kind of protect him from normal mobs in the area. Okay, we are almost at, let's see, 30. I'm glad you're here because I need your help. And that Screecher called for help, but and now. But they want help from me, which is good. Oh, he's kind of stunned to this one. That's neat too. Okay, I just hit 36, level 36. On, or I maxed out 36 with my swords. Let's see. I don't even remember what I was thinking about. I was going to check something else too. All right, so we've followed him along to this swamp here. Now let's look for the herb. And as you can see, you can kind of see it's just going to go down the path. He looks in 2 or 3 spots. These raptors, I guess. Oh, he didn't aggro that one. Oh, he did. Help! I'm under attack. Okay, now we're working on level 37. So we're now officially 10 levels below where we're at. And we're still not getting XP from any of these mobs. This is an example of a zone we absolutely could have done earlier, but it's okay. I did finish, yeah, we finished Uldaman. That was pretty cool, getting that one done. Yeah, and now we're on, what do you say? Nope, not here. We are going to get, I will, when we have the time, also talk more about tiers. The my self-created tiers of the game that we are currently in the middle of tier 5 on. See this gator? Yep, this gator. Help! The beast is on me. Yeah. All right, Stinky. These swamp folk. Yeah, I don't remember if I've ever. I feel like I maybe watched Slain Blade once, like closer to the time when it came out. Maybe actually not even when it came out. It would have been after. Seem it would be back in my Blockbuster days, which was maybe around the 05 era, from 05 to 010, or 05 to 2010, somewhere in that ballpark. Maybe not quite, maybe 05 to, or 04 to 08, somewhere in that range was my time of my life where I worked at old Blockbuster Video. There must be one around here somewhere. Ah, there's one. Come, Leaky Desert, let's go over there and collect it. Oh, it's that big old thing right there. This big old giant thing is a bog bean plant. You can actually hover over it. Oh, now, let's get out of here. Okay, now let's get out of here. Oh, he grabbed it that fast. Look out! The Drywallow Vice Jaw attacks. We are just good old swamp folk. Yes, we are. Alright, and this guy has like a little potion bottle in his hand. But yeah, so he got the bogbeat plant. Maybe we'll kill these spiders. We also are going to do the Missing Diplomat before we go over to get the rest of the unpopped Dark Mist Eye. Yep. That's cool too. And again, we still have these forked mudrock tongues. Not very worried about that. Got white spider meat. That's good cooking. White spider meat is good cooking. That's some spiders also do right there. But you need 2. 2 for every one. All right, he's making his way back to the road. So as you can see, that's a pretty easy escort. It's just walk around with him and fight any rando mobs that pop up. Nothing spawns unless something's going to spawn right here on the road, but I don't think it will. Because why would it? I can make it from here. Thanks, Glee Contessa. And talk to my employer about a reward. All right, I didn't mark that we did pick this up, but we picked up Stinky, whatever the heck that quest is. Oh, is that a... What's it called? It's called Stinky's Escape. Oh, did I never add Stinky's Escape into my list? Oh, I didn't. So I gotta add Stinky's Escape. Let's see what level it is. Well, I can already tell it's level 37, I mean. Oh, I have to go bring it back to Ratchet? What? No. Maybe you do if you're Horde. Okay, so Stinky's is... Oh, there's two versions. There's a Horde and an Alliance version. But it's... Really... But I would still call it the same. I don't see it on my list. So then let's just look at, say, Soothing Spices. Actually, let's look right here. We have Jarl Needs Eyes is 35. Mudrock Soup and Bugs is 38. So let's just... I guess I'm gonna look at Dustwallow. Quests. Let's see. Quests. Kalimdor, Dustwallow Marsh. Okay, and then we're gonna look at boom. Okay, so there is Stinky's Escape, which is a 3730. So it's in this same tier, Questioning Wreath. Yeah, so Lieutenant Pavel Wreath, that whole line, Questioning Wreath, Lieutenant Pavel Wreath, it's all right here. So what about the Black Shield? Let's see where it falls in that. 3530. So it's, oh, the second tier. 3730. The Black Shield. Yeah, the Black Shield. Okay, so it's right there. Right here at this tier. So I'm going to put it above. And we're going to make it a yellow one. And we're going to say Stinky's Escape. I did do this quest. I just maybe, sometimes when I'm doing the walkthrough, it's happened before. I just forget to add it onto the playlist or whatever. It's fine. No worries. We got it done. All right. So now let's go on to the next step of the Missing Diplomat here. We'll finish this zone probably one more. This is North Point Tower. There's a Theramore Sentry, but it's a High Elf. And let's go find out what we have to find out. Oh, actually, it's not the tower itself. It is off the side of the tower at that little camp over there. Let's go ahead and rebuff up. Okay, now this is a level 36 quest. This is basically, we're getting to be the end of it. There are both High Elves and regular sentries. This quest can be tough if you're lower level and you're trying to finish this chain earlier.
I wouldn't hang around too long if you value your life. If you keep your questions short, I'll see if I can help you. Just keep your eyes open for any of those filthy ogres. Rumor has it there's a horde base somewhere in the swamps. The infiltrators are doing what they can to find it, but the process has been slow going, and we've had little progress.
So, this is Private Hendel, but at first blush, this just appears like, okay, you're just doing your job, man. Like, it doesn't seem like anything is below board. It seems like, everything's above board. It's all good. We're going to pick up, oh, look right here. I have 15 right here and 15 right here. That's weird. Missing Diplomat, 15. This is 36. I don't know why I have it right here. Okay. Because that shouldn't be there. Should have it right there. But we're going to pick up step 16. Interesting. What was going on with me when I did this?
What? You come here accusing me of allying with the Defias and think I'll just stand here while you insult me? Something tells me you've had this coming for a long time.
Alright, so he wants me to fight. Now you have to fight all three. Which is, there you go. Not that hard if you do it in the way that if you're decently strong. Basically says, she'll have our heads if we call it. Run! Theramore sentries run. He immediately gets bubbled because Private Hendel, too injured, gives up the chase. Archmage Turvosh says, Why don't we deal with you now, Hendo? Lady Proudmoore will speak to you back in the tower. And then he said, please, please, Miss Proudmoore, I didn't mean to. I apologize for taking so long to get here. I wanted Lady Proudmoore to be present also, because they teleport in this squad right here. We can only stay a few moments before returning to the tower. If you wish to speak to us more, you may find us there. At the top of that tower was Lady Jaina Proudmoore. She is a boss-level humanoid, ruler of Theramore, 466k XP. She is one of the most powerful classic mobs. Pained is the name of her ally. I don't remember reading about her in any book, but it is a night elf ally that works with her who has a cool enchanted sword, but she's just a regular level 45. And then Archmage Turvash. So they teleported here, bubbled him, and then teleported him away with their dope magic.
Well met, adventurer. We must be brief because there is much to do. I assure you we're all quite upset about current events, but allow us to take him back to Theramore for some questioning, and we'll see about finding the king. I'm sure my Lady Proudmoore would like to thank you for your help. Speak to her when you have a moment.
Okay, so the Missing Diplomat 16 is just that portion right there. And then this opens up... Oh. Maybe... Yeah. This should have been 16 and 17. That's what's happening. I see. I just misnumbered those two because there is one more step, which is us talking to Lady Jaina Proudmoore, who's right here. She's going to talk to us and immediately turn it in, I believe. So let's go ahead and do that before she disappears. No.
Let me be first to thank you for all you've done, adventurer. You have been an incredible blessing to my people.
I interrupted her. Oh no, she's gone.
Sorry, I couldn't make your request.
Okay, we'll go back. It's okay. It's not the end of the world that she's gone. We just have to go back to this little tower. Oh, the main tower in the city. Which is where we have to turn in Stinky's escape also. So, I guess we're going to go do that, and then I'll come back for the unpopped eyes. I guess we're going to do it that way. I wouldn't have otherwise done it this way, but since I screwed up, and yeah, she only stays there for a second, but you can go back and actually physically talk to her if you want. So we'll go do that first because you could have done it right there. But she ports out of there. I think she's technically in two places at once until she does port out of there. Ports her and her crew out. We should get a time to do that, turn in Stinky's escape. And then while we're out here, I mean, we are getting quite a lot done. We'll at least be able to move back for the unpopped eyes and then move back to him. Maybe at some point. I mean, this is 19,900 XP. I don't even know if we're going to level up in this zone at this rate. We can really hope that doing the Mudrock Soup and Bugs line, everything from that point forward is going to give us XP. So that's good. Morgenstern, we already finished, yeah. So we're getting XP right here. These won't. And the first parts of the Black Shield won't. Lieutenant Pavel Reith will. But it's not a lot of XP, it's just little breadcrumbs. Now maybe finishing that, we finish this entire line, that we're about to actually culminate it, we might get a few K XP. That's the hope. That will maybe get us a quarter of the way for what we need, because that was quite a quest line. But I don't know. We're not going to get a ton more done today. We're going to turn those two in, and then we could maybe at least go out there and get those unpopped eyes and get that part done. Turn those into him before he gives us the next step. But that's probably where we'll wrap after those few things. Alright, so first let's go up and talk to Lady Jaina Proudmoore. I think we have to go all the way to the tippy top of the tower of Theramore. And we've read about this tower in that book, the one where it talks about like the searing blade or burning blade or whatever kind of demon-friendly faction that exists that was trying to actively get the Horde and Alliance to fight each other, and did basically succeed in that. Alright, so here she is, Lady Jaina Proudmoore.
I welcome you to Theramore, adventurer. I apologize for being abrupt and not having a lot of time to exchange pleasantries. But my city must come first. Too many things threaten our way of life and the sanctity of the Alliance. I must stay ever vigilant against forces outside of our control if I'm to ensure my people remain safe and happy. Perhaps we'll have more time to speak later.
So she's the ruler of Theramore, but in many ways she's the strongest person in the Alliance. It's kind of a weird thing we have going on with her. You look at her up close, she's all blonde. She doesn't have that white strip yet, so that's not part of her character design at this point.
Let me be first to thank you for all you've done, adventurer. You have been an incredible blessing to my people and the people of Stormwind. I'm sorry I couldn't make your acquaintance under better circumstances. Understand also that I cannot overtly thank you for your efforts, but I assure you again, it is appreciated. When you visit Theramore in the future, seek me out, and I shall try to keep you apprised of the situation. Thank you again, adventurer.
Okay, so she's basically saying I can't actually thank you, because then that would be letting the cat out of the bag that the King of Stormwind is gone, but hey, let's keep each other in the loop. Thanks. Here's a ring, a signet ring, which is more symbolic because this ring is statistically equal or worse, depending on your viewpoint, as the Silverlane ring, which is a freaking Shadowfang keep ring that I'm still wearing. So we did get a gold for it, 850 XP, so that quest chain is butt cheeks. That didn't give us anywhere near what I wanted, but at least we got some gold at the end. That's lame. Now, sure, with these little chains, the 400, this, that, we are now overall at 19,000. So we've gained about 2,000 XP on this episode, which is like nothing. But considering we needed about 20, so we're really moving at a crawl. Let's see what more we get from Stinky's escape here. And then we'll head back out into the swamp. Maybe we'll get lucky and those spiders are going to be of a level that we can get XP from. As we ride over there, we'll check that out based on Questy. Here we go. This is Morgenstern.
Good day to you. Mr. Ignatz was just here with the Bogbeat leaves, and he told me you helped him out of some real trouble. Thank you, adventurer. I will ask my uncle to treat you to a feast the next time you visit the Blue Recluse in Stormwind.
So now, if you look at it, because we did that, if you go back to Stormwind, there is actually a quest now called... Oh, it's not available yet. So I think we have to finish the bug one. But there's a quest that, once we finish all of these Morgenstern ones, there is actually a feast quest that opens up that we will do. I kind of want to open up that one too, but whatever. Alright, so Stinky's escape... No, I can't check that one off because it's neutral. I also need to take Soothing Spices back off. Stinky's escape is neutral, and we did complete that. But I'm not, so... That was a 17-step quest chain we just completed. But none of it was hard. That's the thing. It's incredibly integral to the plot of the game. But none of it is hard. We are essentially building up... Spoiler alert. Please mute your mic if you want no spoiler on the storyline for Classic. We are essentially building up to the raid on Onyxia. We're establishing a narrative backstory for why we would ever do that. Okay. Alright, you can come back. Alright, so we are now going to make our way back out. Let's look at these spiders. We need to kill level 37 to 38 spiders to get this, which is bad news because we're level 47. And I think it's a 20% increase. So basically up to 9 levels away is how far we can get. So maybe 38s. That, like, this 38 is, I think level 38 mobs would do it for us. Level 37s wouldn't, so we might get some XP, and we're at 18,000, but it's going to be probably low with even with rested 1 to 200 each. Oh, I gotta check. I gotta check my mails. I've ordered some of my Christmas presents are starting to come in. But yeah, I've got some... My son plays guitar. I'm hoping he gets a little more into it. He's been playing it for a couple years. He's pretty into it. He expresses likes, but he said he wanted an acoustic guitar too. I think it's just annoying to have to. One, there's a different sound, but two, it's annoying to have to always fire up the electric guitar. Always have the amp around with you. It's pretty convenient to be able to just pick up acoustic and play. But I did get him one for Christmas. It's an acoustic electric hybrid. I think it would be good. It's his first big boy guitar. The one he got right now was donated from a program called Kids Rock the Nation at his school. They came and I guess certain kids had to request it, and they donate guitars to kids. It's actually pretty dang cool of a program. They're just such cool, altruistic, non-profit things out there that exist like that, that if you can just tap into them, can be life-changing. Dolly Parton, I will forever love Dolly Parton regardless of any other things about her. And it is for the sole reason of her Dolly Parton's little reading program that she does, where it does not matter your income level, it doesn't matter where you are. You can basically sign up, and for the first, I think it's 3 years of your kid's life, Dolly Parton's little program will mail you a book right to your house. We'll mail you a book for the first 3 years of your kid's life, and to get one new book every month. I read them to my kids when they were growing up, like constantly. So I that was epic. I would never go back on that. Here's a destroyed little house. So I want to see if I can find some stronger spiders. These are 35s and 36s. Nothing wrong with that, but if I could find some, if I can get into a range where they're 37s and 38s, then maybe I can actually get some XP out of this. There's a 38. Okay. So I'm just going to fight my way in here. It says I have 0 eyes, but that's not true. We really have 2 already. Perfect. Got 200 XP, and we got another eye. Dang it. Stupid. Okay, where am I at with my two-handed swords? I'm now working on level 37. Oh, there's 2 of them. Maybe was one stealth? I don't know. Cool, we're up to 4 out of 40. Usually I don't know how many eyes you can get. It looks like we got 2 the first time, and then we've had 2 singles in a row. Looking for summon to Bovine City. This is also going to help us. There we go. We got 2 that time. This is also going to help us with getting our two-handed swords up at a little bit of a better pace again. As I work on level 37, we're still 10 levels below. But this is good. Just killing these mobs, 200 apiece. That's, we've already gained about 1,000 just from that. So we are at how many eggs? 9. So in all likelihood, we're getting 1.5. We're going to need about 20 more kills. We need to level up soon. I mean, heal up. Okay, gain 2 more. We're at 11. That would be about 4,000 XP if I gained that, and that's huge. That would get me, that's a big step up. I love that when I proc that, it just increases my melee damage, and it doesn't by 10. That's a pretty nice chunk. 4 eyes, so that's going to take the amount down. There's iron and mithril in here also. I need both of those things. That's great. Remember I said I need 16 more iron to make these stupid Moonblade swords. Yeah, and like I said before too, this will be the last quest that we do. We're going to get this, turn it in, and then I'm just going to stay out there. We'll pick up his next one. We're not going to level up from this quest, so it's not going to be time for us to fly out into the world yet. That sword is making that sword is going to be seriously lame. All right, but what else do we have? More iron. So this is Iron number 4 out of 16. Iron number 5 out of 16. Iron number 6 out of 16. And iron number 7 out of 16. We still need a ton of mithril also. We're sitting at 72 mithril. We currently have what we need, but we need a total of 120. So, got just a butt ton of mithril that we need. So we're still 48 mithril shy. And now 9 iron shy. Cool. We are now working at level 19. I'm sorry, level 39 on our swords. So that's good. We're going to fight a second guy right now. Okay, now I'm going to go full bore for a second. I don't want to fight 2 of those. Okay. This is nice. This is actually good. We're fighting things that are right at that threshold for us. Go cool. Now we got... They said no loot, but that doesn't make sense. Okay. Gotta get some heals off here. Okay. Should be able to take these guys on even with where I'm at right now. Cool. Got one here. Oops, that was a waste, but it's okay. Okay, building up our two-handed swords. Still continuing. Nice. Cool. Alright, we're at 26 eyes. Mana's getting a little low. Alright, I was just trying to make my way back to this mithril in all honesty. Because that's going to help, of course. Okay, we're at 29, so that's good. Really popping those eyes up. Alright, so here's... What did I say we were at? We were at 78. Yeah, so we needed... There's more iron right there. Cool. That's good too. So we just gained more, so that means we're at 82. We're at also 32 on the eyeballs. Okay, so now we've got half of that extra iron ore we're going to need if I do build my own, and I'm probably going to have to. Now we need 7 more, which is whatever. I'm not worried about that. We'll find it by the time we get all the mithril that we need. The good thing is now we do have 2 quests of mithril. And what's the second one? We have 2, so we could actually complete all of them except for the true silver one. Okay. Just working my way back in here just to see maybe there's more ore back here, but I don't see anything. Look, this one joined in. These little lurkers. Get off me, bro. Okay, we're down to 37. We need at most 3 more spiders. Could be as little as this guy being our last one. We'll turn around and leave. Overall, pretty positive. Pretty cool. We're going to need 1 more. Oh, cool. Here we have a solid chest, which I guess solid chests can hypothetically drop true silver bars. That's true. No, but that one did give us 2 heavy leather. So that is really just as good. Not just as good, but pretty darn good, because I think I have 4 now and we needed a total of 6. So it's going to save us a little bit of money in the long run. Okay, we're now working on level 40 with our two-handed swords. This is a rare. A Dark Mist Widow, who gave us what we needed in a 10 spirit cape. I'm sure that's not cool. I don't need that. That's cool. Dark Mist Widow? I didn't even know that was a thing. I've never fought that before. Alright, so here we go. We're going to go out and go turn in Jarl's eyeballs to him. Altogether, XP-wise, we're down to needing about 15,000. So we did end up getting about a quarter of what we needed, but that was really, helping us wrap up. Go ahead and fight these guys. Just to, why run from them when I need the XP and I need the sword fighting expertise? We are going to have a hard time as things level up. This is really the perfect zone to switch to a new sword, to a new weapon. Just because we need it. It's giving us the opportunity to catch up. It's giving me the opportunity to catch up. 200 XP, another 2. So that was another 400. And more white spider meat. Alright, cool. Alright, so we got out of there. We got Jarl his eyeballs. And I think there's going to be just one more quest in this little series, which is the stupid sword. So, Jarl needs eyes is what we're about to turn in. Okay. And then if you look at the quests in order, something's chasing me. Where are we at? Here we go. Okay, if we look at the actual lists, Jarl needs a blade is the last one, and then we also have... So tomorrow we will get the Jarl needs a blade. We'll go finish Hungry. Hungry is going to send us out here into the world. So I think when I pick up Hungry, I might actually go down and pick those up too. Because then when we go back out, we can get these Mudrock tongues while we're working on Hungry. Kind of get 2 birds with 1 stone. There is still a pinch past that. Like I said, some of these will be easier. I think one of those quests might send us to Ironforge to pick up something. Or I don't remember exactly. But there is the... and bugs part of it before we go back for the feast. The and bugs, I don't remember what that is. If it's the spiders that are around here, it's something. But we do need a true silver while we're out there, out and about also. Alright, this is good. I like this zone. It's actually really stress-free and chill compared to a lot of the other ones. But when you come here at all the other reasons why you have to come here at lower levels, it's not. You come here at an appropriate level, mid in the 40s or above, it's cool. Where are those eyes?
You got the eyes, you got the eyes. Tasty, tasty spider eyes. Some eyes. When you stare at them, they stare back. Eat those last. They keep you company.
Gross.
Out in the swamp. Hello, little spider eyes. Hello. You taste like chicken. Gooey, salty chicken.
Disgusting. Okay, so somehow I already accepted Jarl needs a blade. Let's just see what that quest is. I don't know why he didn't say it. It just automatically accepted it. It says, I have cutting to do. I can't tell you what I'm going to cut, but I need myself a blade. A certain blade. Some people call it a moonsteel broadsword. I call it a swing blade. Yeah, there you go. It's not even... Now it's overt. You help me. Maybe you find it in town. Maybe you talk to the blacksmith and he'll make it special. But don't sleep on this. What I'm cutting won't keep forever. So Jarl needs a blade. Is the final of the Jarl trilogy. First one ridiculously easy. Second one normal. Third one lame as heck. Now if we look at the Moonsteel, let's look at this. Jarl needs a blade. Trying to find that piece. Should be over here. There he is. Okay, if you look at this, he wants you to get the Moonsteel Broadsword. It does say created by objective of... Oh, you need it for that too. Lame. You need it in way of the weaponsmith? Oh, you need it for a bunch of things. It says it's also needed for this. It says it currently costs 7 gold. I think it was more. 25 gold on my server. Yeah, Way of the Weaponsmith, you need 4 of them, so you're going to need more, which actually... Oh, we're not doing Way of the Weaponsmith. We're going to do Way of the Armorsmith, thank goodness. Yeah, so... That's the vendors... A vendor that sells the plans in Booty Bay. Yeah, luckily I did get the plans. We have it on our girl. It's just going to be the process of making it. So the problem is a lot better than it otherwise could be. All right, thank you everybody so much for watching and for listening and for tuning in. This is where Glee Contessa is going to sleep for the night. She will be with us all tomorrow. I will see you all tomorrow on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft.